What jersey do you have on right now?
Oh, you have to be,
I love it.
rookie shirt.
I love
Yeah,
it,
of course.
man.
RP to Kobe, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Um, let's jump right into it because I do want to touch on Kobe, Gigi, 3 years today.
mm,
Um, real quick, for those who don't know, I'm Johnell. This is my guy Matt Price, cash walking, and this is Heat Check powered by Designated Report. Um, you got the Kobe on today. It
yes.
is January 26th. It's the 3-year anniversary of Kobe, Gigi, and everybody else on that helicopter passing away. Um, so obviously, RIP, it still doesn't feel real 3 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but uh, I just wanted to touch on Kobe a little bit. I think everybody around our age, or just NBA fans that got to watch him play. I feel like we all remembered exactly where we were when we found the news. Do you remember where you were at when you heard about the crash?
So I know you remember how things kind of played out. In the morning, I was where I was when I first read the news. I was here. I was at home. So you see it on Twitter, and then I'm like, what? And then you kind of just keep checking, and that's what it was all day for me until like around noon, where the official reports started to
Yeah,
kind of come out. I think it was around noon. I was at work when I officially found out, but I remember being at home when I woke up in the morning, and being like, wait, what? Like,
yeah,
it was just a crazy, crazy thing to read. And then it was like Rick Fox was with him and all sorts of stuff. Like there was so many things getting thrown
yeah.
around that you just didn't even want to believe it. But I remember being at home specifically, man. Like I was just like, what is that? And then you kind of just gotta go on with your day. And then when I
Yeah,
found out officially, I was at work.
yeah, man. It was wild. I was down in New York City. I was on a pizza
Mm,
tour with my girlfriend at the time, and we're on the bus going to the next spot, and you started to hear like murmurs on the bus. And everybody's checking their phone. He's like, "Oh, Kobe died, Kobe died, Kobe died." And then we get to the next pizza spot, and they had a TV in there. And then, it's the news coverage. They're flying over the area, Kobe
yeah,
passed and this, that, and the third. And like you said, there was just a lot of news coming out of, you know, who was on the helicopter, and just a
yeah.
lot of conflicting. It's like, nah, like this can't be true. Can't be true.
Can't be.
There's no way. And like I said, to this day, it still just doesn't feel real. Like he's supposed to be here with us.
For real,
Um,
man. It's just
so
crazy. It's crazy how, a man who was like so just committed to the work when he was in the game. And then you just saw like those 3 years in between when he retired and when he passed, like you
yep.
just saw a different side of him, Like
Yes.
he was out there smiling. He was really at like bad games,
Yeah.
courtside at Lakers games, speaking to Luca in Slovenian, and looking at it, was like,
Yeah.
who is that? There with LeBron. Yo, I
Yeah.
saw a tribute today on NBA Today. Shout out to that show. I like Malika, man. She does a good job
Me
with that
too.
show.
Yeah.
But I was watching NBA Today, and they did a little tribute, and it was just about like I just remember the weight of it all. LeBron and them were in Philadelphia the night before, and he passed Kobe on the score record this
Yes.
day that year.
Yep.
So it was like, and then that was the thing. Like LeBron was telling AD about like, yo, I just talked to him before we got in the flight, and he was tweeting about it, and it's just
Yep.
so much crazy stuff, man. What a terrible tragedy. I always say that is like the most devastating tragedy of a celebrity in my lifetime that
I
I've
agree.
ever witnessed. I've
I
ever like
agree.
been a part. Like I've seen. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. And I remember after, like later in the day that night when things kind of got solidified in terms of the news, I remember sitting down and writing a story for, over a designated report.
Mm,
And like my initial thought and the title of it was, I was never a Kobe fan, and I wasn't. And it wasn't until the 81 point
yeah.
game where I kind of turned, and that was already 10 years into his career. Like I missed,
Right. Right. Right.
like it was, I grew up watching Jordan. So Kobe, I'm like,
Yeah.
he's not Jordan. He's trying to be
Yeah.
Jordan. He's
It's
not. So
like
I
these
don't like
weirdos
him.
with LeBron. They did the same
Yeah,
thing. Exactly. Like
exactly.
yeah.
So I feel like I missed out on a big part of his career, but from that moment on, I was like, this dude is special. And from there, I really started to follow him. And
Yeah, man.
I think my favorite moment, he's had a million throughout his career, but his farewell tour, the All-Star game that year.
Yo, we were together for his last game. Remember
Yes,
at Pippers
at
when he
Pippa's.
had the 60?
And
Yo, that was crazy.
I was gonna say
Electric that night.
that's my favorite moment because literally everybody in the place, they had it on the big TV, and it felt
Yo,
like everybody was rooting for Kobe that night.
everybody was rooting for Kobe. Yo, it was so crazy. Like, and then it was wild to see the Jazz and who they were playing.
Yep.
And those dudes were going hard, trying to stop it. And it was just, they couldn't stop it.
They couldn't.
They couldn't stop the rain. And then every player, Julius Randle, I remember, was on that court for that game. He was like just setting high screens and calling, nobody even asked for the ball. Nobody wanted the ball, They was just
gave
like,
it to Kobe, let him work.
They let him play one-on-one all night. It was, it was a beautiful moment. That was a beautiful moment. Yeah, man. I remember that. My favorite, though, I'm going to say my favorite because I did enjoy the whole career. And it's crazy to add on to what you were saying, too. I'm a Knicks fan, So this man came into Madison Square Garden annually and just torched us every single year. Like when we were in high school, every year when Kobe and Shaq came in, you remember Chris Dudley and all that. Shaq bombed on him, and then Chris Dudley got up to the they were destroying us. It was crazy in those days, So I had a reason to hate him, but it was just like I'm such a big basketball fan, as you know, and like. You just got to appreciate the greatness. So my favorite moment, and I mentioned Shaq, my favorite Kobe moment was that 09 final when the 08-09 season when he finally got over the hill again, and they got that championship. That was the one. They beat Orlando that year. That was So and listen to the stats. Averaged 32 a game, 7 assists, and 5.6 rebounds. And they did it in 5. Gentlemen's sweep. He was on his job. There was nobody stopping him from getting that. When they got to the finals, I remember, Dwight Howard and them was like, that was a good Magic team.
It was a really good team,
That was a real good team. They had a lot of good names. Rashard Lewis, Turk Blue, Dwight Howard, Jameer Nelson. They had a lot of good guys. Michael Petrus, remember him?
Yes.
Lockdown. But Kobe put him to work.
Bro, dominated.
Kobe put him to work. Crazy, man. A young Courtney Lee, I think they had on that team. It was like his rookie year. That was a good team. That was a good team, man. That was my favorite moment, man, when he finally got that one without Shaq. Because that was the moment that people couldn't deny him anymore. They were like, it put him at the table, So
exactly,
that was my favorite Kobe moment.
Yeah, man. Yeah, gone too soon, man.
For
rest
real.
in peace, man. Rest in peace.
For real.
It's still, again, I've said it a couple times. It still doesn't feel real, but
it doesn't.
He's left an indelible mark on the league, on these players, and we're gonna see the ripples of Kobe being Bryant for many years to come. So
I tweeted this afternoon, man. Look for some inspired performances in the coming days, like either tonight, being the 26th, the anniversary tonight, or tomorrow, the next time that one of these players that's inspired by Kobe plays. Whoa. Somebody getting cooked. I honestly, when I woke up this morning and realizing the day, I put that Dame Lillard game last night kind of the way he was playing. He was hungry last night. So, yeah, man.
So we're going to go right from Kobe into the Lakers. And last week, I mean, the Lakers stink, man. They're not a good team. But
they're not great.
Last week, we saw the Lakers play the Grizzlies, and the news cycles for the rest of the week were about the Grizzlies, Lakers, but more so about Dillon Brooks, Uncle Shay, Shannon Sharpe, and T. Morant, John Morant's dad. They got Dillon Brooks and Shannon Sharpe. They got into it. They started chirping. Next thing you know, Steven Adams is over there. T. Morant's over there, the whole nine. And I want to get your thought. We talked about the Grizzlies recently in the last few weeks. And what do you think about like this mentality that they're trying to portray? Or is it a front, or is
I know what you're asking.
The actual team?
First of all, I understand it. They're trying. This is the identity that they want. They want to be these guys, and I'll tell you when it started. It started in the play-in when they knocked out the Warriors when it was just Steph
Yes.
in 2021.
Yep.
That's when it started, and they made the playoffs, and then they made some noise in the first round, and didn't they take somebody 6 games, something like that? I forget who they
They
got.
were definitely a tough out.
They were a tough out in the first round. So that was really where this whole thing started, right? Uh, but besides that, I just you got to win it all, yo. I said this in our group chat. You got to win it all. I really don't know how much more detail I could even give on this. The way they're talking, the way they're acting, you're acting like the big dog on the block. So when somebody shows up in Memphis and you guys are down 2-1, you bet not lose. You
Yeah.
better that all that toughness better come out then because all this barking they're doing, and then they just went on a really bad West Coast trip.
Yep.
Like they looked ugly in Sacramento. They looked ugly in LA. They looked ugly in Golden State. The way they lost, the way they lost to Golden State is just it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
A backdoor cut on the last seconds of a game,
Yep.
right for a layup. I mean, you if you're so tough, then these things don't happen. So that's my take on them. I don't mind it if that's your identity. If that's how you want to, that's how you need to win. Fine, but you better win.
Yeah. So I'm totally with you. Like if they need that chip, if they need to go out there and pump up their chest and talk junk in order to get them going, I'm completely cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the 2 seed in the West right now, so clearly something's working, right? Me personally, I'm getting tired of them just because it is all talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that we want to see fights or anything like that, but they haven't won anything. So
they haven't won anything.
It's a lot of talking about Steph and Clay and that dynasty. They're last year they're talking to LeBron crazy, and it's just like, and then
LeBron already.
Then Dillon Brooks talking about Shannon Sharpe and how he's just a regular pedestrian. It's like, okay, I get it. Like you're trying to keep this, mentality, and we're the underdogs and we're tough, and like that's fine as long as you're winning.
He is in the NFL Hall of Fame. He is not a regular pedestrian.
As soon as you start losing, that's when all of this begins to be a distraction. Right. I think, and quite frankly, I feel like they've got to win soon. Like I think they need to make a deep playoff run this year, not necessarily win a championship, but like in the next 2-3 years, like they've got to be in the finals. They've got to be winning a championship if this is how you're going to play.
Ja Morant's progress accelerated their expectations to me because this guy went from rookie to literally he's all NBA.
Yep.
Now, you know what I mean? He's already on a supermax, and he's only in his 4th year. So this guy and everybody around him is better. They're the 2 seed in the West, like you said, but there are some things about this team. Steven Adams is out right now.
Yep.
That's a lot of their toughness. He's going to be out for, I think, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
That's a lot of their toughness. You got to see how they respond to that because I don't know if Brandon Clark and Jaren Jackson Jr. are actual tough enough to do what they're going to need to do to hold that second spot.
Yep.
And then, look, he's a little guy. We've seen this. We've seen it with AI. We've seen it with Chris Paul. These little guys carrying the weight, man, their window it's right now. He ain't going to be jumping like this forever. He ain't going to be that first step burst is not going to be like this forever. And he's still, the shot he hits it, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not his strong point. His strong point game is getting to the rim.
Definitely predicated around getting in the paint.
Yeah. Taking it, getting attention and making the right play out of that or doing something ridiculously athletic actually at the rim.
Yeah.
So their window is now. They got to do it right now. Everybody's got to get better.
And what I will say is I think this is actually good for the league. Like I personally don't like it, or it's annoying to me. I don't care that much. It's annoying. But I think it's good to have a heel. You know what I'm saying? Like a team or players that people don't like. And
you need it.
I was thinking earlier today and I'm like, people didn't like Golden State but I think it's because of how good they were, how great Steph is, the fact that they got KD, but they weren't like an unlikable group of players.
Right.
People don't like LeBron because of the decision, him going to Miami, the way he kind of maneuvers, and behind the scenes he's getting players traded and this, that, and the third. But I think at the heart of it, people know that LeBron is like a good dude. Like he's not an unlikable person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like right now, it feels like this team is unlikable. And I think that's great. Like if they're in the playoffs, you've got a villain now.
Yeah. If there's somebody to take out. But you got to be careful with that, man, because you put that target on yourself when you're talking like this. And I think they were better when they stung a lot more to teams when they were coming up unexpected. Yes. You know what I mean? I believe that was Phoenix they played in that first round. One of the year Phoenix went to the final, and they took them like 6 or 7 games.
Yep.
Phoenix had the best record in the league that year. They won 60-plus games. Like, that was a really good team. And they took them for work after knocking Steph out of the play-in.
Yep.
And they were like the 10 seed that year. They were a team that got hot late, and now they are the team that they're the coveted team. They're the one everybody else is chasing. So, look, I get it, but don't invite the trouble. Don't poke the bear. All the other cliches for stay out of the way and mind your business. And then, keep sneaking up on people, man.
Yeah.
You're a young team. Keep sneaking up on people.
We'll see. I mean, 2 seed right now. We'll see if they can weather the storm through the rest of the season. They're going to be in the playoffs. It's really just a matter of seeding at this point. I mean, still a lot of season to play, but the anticipation, we expect them to be in the playoffs someplace. Where they land, who they play, TBD. But yeah, I think we're both in agreement that they've got to. It can't be an early exit, with the way that they're playing, the way that they're talking.
Cannot be.
So I proposed this next section to you. I don't know if you have anything, but I have a list. We need to come up with a good name for it. I'm just calling it this or that. But I just want, you don't know, I haven't given you any hints as to what these are, who's involved, the questions. So these are just genuine reactions. I just want to know what you would pick and a rationale for why.
Okay.
So my first question, the player you would trust the most for one shot to win the game. And it's one-on-one. We're not talking about making the best play. We're talking about making a shot. DeMar DeRozan or Jalen Brunson?
DeMar DeRozan.
Why do you say that?
DeMar DeRozan, he's done it a lot of times. He did it to the Knicks this year. Like literally, he's a big shot maker, especially if he gets in that mid-range area. Yep. He's lethal, man. I just think that he's done so much work in that area, that 12 to 18-foot area, that it's like robotic at this point. And I think even with a hand in his face, in any situation, he could if he could get the shot off clean, it's going in those last.
I mean, we've seen Jalen Brunson do it too last year with the Mavs. We've seen it with you guys this year.
We have. He's played great. I think I like the fact that DeRozan's a little bigger, and it just that's more the thing. I like wings for my last shot. I like a wing.
Okay.
Point guard. I like Brunson. I love Brunson.
Yeah,
we're gonna get more into that soon. I got a bit. I love Brunson, but if I'm going for last shot, I want to take a guy who I know is gonna get the shot off.
Fair enough. I like that answer. Next question: this or that? You can only have one of these players to start your franchise for the next 10 years.
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox or SGA?
Oh wow. I think SGA.
He's been nuts this year.
SGA, and I'm going to talk more about him too. But SGA, I really love what he's doing this year. Same thing as I was just saying about DeRozan. He's dominating in mid range. I saw a stat about him, like his mid range field goal percentage is like he's up there with like centers who play in the paint. And only in the paint. So his mid range numbers and his paint numbers and field goal percentage are so good. He's shooting a real high percentage from the free throw line too and getting there a ton. Yep. And quietly, Oklahoma City is here, man. Like they are in contention to really make some noise in the Western Conference. Like they're only a few games back from being the sixth seed right now.
which
People
is
don't even
wild
realize that,
because
which
who's
is
on that
wild.
squad?
So they're 23 and 25. They are 2 games back from Dallas, who's 25 and 24.
That's actually really wild.
And right now, OKC is currently like out of the playoff. They're out of the play in. They're the 11th seed. But right there, that it's crazy. I'm telling you, Utah is just ahead of them at 20. There's only 2-3 games separating 8-9 seeds out there. The
Yeah.
third seed is Sacramento at 27 and 20.
Like the beam.
Light the beam. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I think even though I'm saying I wouldn't take De'Aaron Fox, shout to them, I would take SGA here, man. Like just the production, what he's able to do for them offensively, I really want that. But I love
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox's speed and everything he provides to that team. That team is just so balanced. I love Sacramento.
Yeah.
They're a real NBA team. They got everything. They're perfectly built. The
Yeah.
more I watch them play, the more I love them
All
because they
right.
got a speedster, a dominant big, and shooters everywhere.
Yeah. 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 I
Love
mean,
it.
you called it weeks
Yeah,
ago. They're
yeah.
gonna end that drought.
We're gonna play it back. I can't wait to play it back.
Next up, this or that. You're the star player on an NBA team. You're in the NBA finals. Would you rather win a championship at home or away?
I want to win it at home. I want to win it at home because you obviously want to share it with the fans. You want to share it with the
You
fans and
don't
like,
want you don't want to
yo,
rip the
not
other
for
team's
nothing.
heart out?
No, I want to win it at home. And the reason being is this: especially if I could choose to win it, I don't want to be on a flight and have to do all that after or being out of town after when we celebrated. We hit the streets of our city. We not paying for nothing. We going to the club there for free. We doing everything inside there. We taking everything out of there.
Yeah.
That's what we doing. I'm ready to go. As soon as the season over, we turn it up.
I like it. I like it.
Right in the city.
So I think I'm the other way. I think I would want to win.
Oh, you want to? Yeah, you want to kill.
Actually, I do. I think it depends. So, like, I feel like if it's my first if say I win 2 championships, my first
Right.
championship, want to win at home in front of the fans. You get all that love, like you said, go out on the town afterwards. I think a second, third one, I want to do it on the road. Like I want to rip their hearts out.
That's a good point. Like how Golden State did it last year in Boston. Nobody wins championships in Boston.
Yeah.
Like nobody does it in Boston. And the way they did it in Boston, like that was very, very aesthetically pleasing for me.
Yeah.
Like because I was like, yes. They thought they had it, and it was
exactly.
It was good. It was
exactly.
good. We were all Warriors fans.
Next, this or that. The player you trust more with your baby Cash. LeBron or Jason Tatum?
I feel like he might have more fun with JT because Deuce be having a good time out there.
He'd be having a blast.
Deuce be having a good time though. But I gotta look out. I gotta look out for my son's future. If I'm trying to get my son, make sure he go in the right direction and gets put on the right path. Has the right people around him. I want to leave him with LeBron and Bronny and them. Bronny and Bryson, they're good, strong examples of young black men taking care of it on the court and in the classroom.
I like
it. You know
what
I mean? And LeBron doing his thing on the business tip, strong black men in the house. Yeah, send my son up in there. LeBron, if anything happened to me, adopt my boy, man. Try to get him to the league. Stevie, dog, adopt my son. Cassius Benjamin.
God Daddy LeBron. We gotta make sure he's aware of this.
For real, man. Cassius. Take care of Cassius for him if anything goes. If I go.
This or that. The person you would want to have a drink with, Joel Embiid or Kyle Kuzma?
Yo, so am I single or am I with somebody? Are you talking about like right now?
Right now.
If I'm single, then I'm going out with Kuz because I know he's bagging chicks because he's very handsome. You know what I mean? Yeah. He got the crazy fashion. His outfits are icebreakers. Like chicks are gonna come, oh my God, where'd you get that scarf cardigan, or it's like I don't know. You know what I mean? So if I'm single, cool. If I got a girlfriend or I'm married, I just want to go out with Embiid to hear him crack. He's probably cracking jokes on
I
everybody.
feel like
He probably
Embiid's
got.
hilarious.
He's probably hilarious. That's what I'm saying. But if I'm trying to get, if we going out to the club and I'm trying to get, I'm going with Kuz, man. I bet you get it done out there.
All right, I like it.
You probably bag a bunch of supermodels or something.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah. Did you see the outfit he wore the other night?
Bro, his fits are nuts. Like
He looked like Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus with that sweater.
Yo, he really be pushing the boundaries, but he be feeling it.
Yeah. Yo, he balling this year too, so I really can't say that.
That's very true.
He hooping. So it's like, all right, you weird, but he hooping. He's still playing good, so that's cool.
This or that. The person you would want to kick it with after a trip to the dispensary, J.R. Smith or KD?
KD.
Yeah?
KD, 100%.
Why do you say that?
Yo, because I know that I just know that he be having some deep conversations, like the type of conversations
100%.
And we gonna play 2K and we gonna get all into it and everything and be fighting and talking junk. Like that's the type of that's my vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You wanna smoke an L, play some 2K. That's what I'm talking about, KD. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Come see me. We'll do the interview and everything. Put it on the magazine, DR magazine.
Yeah, let's set it up.
Yeah, I gotta send a DM to him.
And the last one I have for you, we touched on it earlier. Who are you taking in a fight? Dillon Brooks, or Shannon Sharpe?
Listen, Shannon said it, and I'm gonna say what he said. None of them want none of that smoke. None of them. You see this man? This man's arms is the size of Dillon Brooks' body all the way around.
You saw Dillon Brooks came out. They said he was dressed like Brock Lesnar.
Yo, listen, Shannon Sharpe. Well, he would have matched all of them, and you could see because he wasn't backing up at all.
At all.
He actually took steps towards the court.
Yeah,
they was coming towards like he wasn't scared of nothing. Not even Steven Adams. Steven Adams towering over him, and he still was like, I don't care.
Steven Adams is a brick wall.
Yeah, but he ain't want that smoke. Shannon done ran through brick walls already for the whole NFL career to the Hall of Fame. Men stronger and bigger than Steven Adams. He not worried about that. And he still lift and work out and all. Like, what?
Yeah.
Y'all crazy. So basketball wiry strength is not NFL Hall of Fame tight end football player strength. Let's get it right. I know, like, there's some basketball players that have crossed over. Antonio Gates, Kellen Winslow, what's his name? Graham, Jimmy Graham. Some of these guys have crossed over. Julius Peppers. But this ain't that, and that ain't this. Shannon Sharpe he was a world-class athlete, even as a pro, while he was playing, and none of them want that smoke with him. He would have picked Dillon Brooks up and tossed him back across the court. And he is. If anybody is pedestrian in this situation, it's him.
100%.
That's why they got him. That's why they got him on a trade block.
Yeah.
He talking about he couldn't play his game. The refs be calling fouls on him. Why is your game to foul? Like, why is that your game? You can't guard somebody without fouling. You can't slide your feet. Like if I was a coach, that's what I was like. What are you talking about? The refs are not picking on you. You are nobody. That's crazy to me.
Yo,
I saw that. I was very upset. I was like, what do you mean? The refs ain't letting me play my game. Nobody even knows what your game is. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yo, speaking of body types, I saw recently a video, and it was just talking about how the perception of athletes and how big they are, like it's all a fake, it's a facade. And they were like, Trae Young is 6'1", a little taller than me.
No way. I don't think he is.
He's listed as 6'1". Another player who's listed as 6'1" is Aaron Donald, and it's like, I get that Aaron Donald, he's stocky. We'll definitely say that, and he got his pads on and stuff like that. But in my mind, Aaron Donald is an enormous human being. Like I'm thinking he's like 6'4", 6'5".
He's a small guy for a D lineman, though. Right? Yeah, he's on the smaller end. Yeah,
but like Same height, the both of them.
That's crazy. And but then you look at exactly like Trey is not like
Yeah,
even if they are the same height, it's like body type. Exactly. That's
yeah.
crazy. Like
Uh,
you could be that height and just completely different things. Like it's so
yeah,
crazy.
exactly. So we've been talking about this for a few weeks, the All-Star
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Finally we're getting to it. Excuse me. All-Star weekend or the All-Star game, I believe, is the 19th, whatever the weekend that is. And the big news that came out, I think, over the last week or so, is that instead of doing they're drafting teams again like they've been doing over the past few years, but this year they are drafting prior to the game, which
Yes.
I personally think is
I
really
love it.
dope
I
because
love
it
it.
brings it back to the essence of
Playground pickup. Yeah.
playground. Yeah, just going
Yeah.
and picking teams. You have no friends out there, just roll the ball
Yeah.
out and go.
And
So
let's
I think,
ball.
yeah, I think that's a really dope idea. And I'm hoping it doesn't result in bad basketball where like these guys don't get time to, figure each other out. But a lot of them have played
Yeah.
together already, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we talked earlier, just kind of with regards to how we want to handle this. And I think we decided on we just wanted to go through our teams and
Yeah.
we'll get into it. But so we'll start in the East.
Okay.
Who are your five picks? Your starting five in the East.
Okay. So in the front court, I have Giannis. I had KD, but I took him out because of the injury. So I have Giannis, Embiid, and Tatum right now. Those are my front court guys. And my back court is the back court I should have got in New York. Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. That's my back court. And nobody could deny it.
Jalen
Nobody could
Brunson, a
deny it.
starter?
Yes, he's a starter in the All Star team. You better believe it. You better believe it. Multiple 30-point games. He's averaging a career high in points. He's averaging a career high in assists. He's doing everything for this group. He's an all-star starter. And all right, so obviously you can make the Kyrie argument. But Kyrie done
Yeah,
missed a lot of games now. He done missed a lot of games. I don't know. I'm not going to put Jaylen Brown ahead of Jalen Brunson.
I
He's
agree
a
with that.
he's a he's a sideshow. You know, we're gonna
That's
put him in there.
nuts.
He's not
A
even the best Jalen.
sideshow? That's
He's not even the
crazy.
best Jalen.
So in the East, I was with you until you said Jalen Brunson.
You don't like him
I'm
as a starter?
no.
Okay. What else you gonna put in there?
I got Kyrie in there. I got Kyrie.
I like Jalen Brunson.
And for what it's worth, he hasn't been great. The Nets haven't been great since Kevin got hurt. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a trade-off there or what, but I got everybody. I got Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie, Giannis, Tatum, Embiid. That's my starting five. Same as yours. Just swap Kyrie for Jalen Brunson. Do you have a sixth man for your squad?
My sixth man was gonna be Kyrie.
Okay.
Like
and mine's KD.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. See, KD says he wants to come back, but we don't know if it's actually gonna happen. So I kind of like he's gonna make the team, obviously, but I'll let them settle that. I'm talking about guys who are actually gonna play.
I got you. What about, do you think there's a player that's going to get snubbed from the East?
I think he actually already said it because he knows it's about to happen. Like, I think Bam Adebayo is an all-star, but I just think in the front court, Siakam's turning it up right now. You have the four guys we just mentioned. There's just a lot of guys in the front court that he's gonna have to contend with. Nick Claxton is quietly, he's got great numbers this year. He's like a borderline all-star in the front court too. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there deserving of a spot. But Bam Adebayo in the East is a guy who I think is going to get the snub. And honestly, I think he's going to make it, but you never really know. Again, with this deep front court, Julius Randle, he is he just recently had his 13th 30-point game. He's second in the league in rebounding. Yes, 13 30-point game of the season. He's
Wow.
second in the league in rebounding right now, and he's like third in the league in well, no, yeah, second in the league in rebounding, and he's up there in the last 25 games and scoring. Like
Oh,
he's
wow.
averaging like 27 points a game. Yeah, he's having a good year. He's having a good year.
So I think the snub in the East is unfortunately going to be Jalen Brunson. I just think
Okay,
as well as he's played, um, I I think I mean the All-Star game for all intents and purposes is um it's a popularity contest. So,
yeah,
while he's played great, Julius Randle played great, are they going to get the nod over a Kyrie just because of who Kyrie is? You know what I'm saying?
you would think
Um,
with a massive fan base that they have, but their fans actually hate him. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love these guys, but everybody
yeah,
hates Julius Randle. It was because of the last year, the whole thumbs down
yeah. So I think it might be Jalen Brunson. Honestly, I'm hoping he gets in. If anything, I think it'll be one or the other when it comes to the Knicks. I don't think both of them are going to get in, but I would like to see Jalen Brunson get in. I think partly because of last year, and how we transitioned into the Knicks, and he's really
yeah.
brought a stability to that team, and I do think it's worthy of an All-Star selection. So. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll see how that pans out. All-Star West. I'm gonna start with mine. We're
Okay.
probably. I mean, we probably got a lot of the same, but so I've got Bron, Zion, and the Joker, and then
Okay.
from my guards, Luca, and I was really torn on the other guard. Um,
Mm.
it
This
was
was a tough one for me too.
for me,
Very tough for me.
it was a toss up between John Morant, Steph Curry, and SGA. Steph Curry's been hurt, so that kind of dropped him down for me. And then just me being annoyed with the Grizzlies, I couldn't go with John Morant.
So you got.
So I put Shea in as the other starter at
I got
guard.
him in there too. I got him in there too. I got Shea and Luca in the front court, and are in the back court. In my front court, it's in Salt Lake City. Keep in mind, and this
That's
kid
very
is
true.
having a hell of a season, man. When
Markkinen.
they Utah, we keep talking about it. Utah was supposed to be dead, and they
Yep.
lived because this kid had played. He's been playing so well. I got Joker, Laurie Markkinen, and LeBron. And I think
Yes.
Laurie
I
Markkinen
like
is
it.
deserving of a starting spot. Yo, he's got great numbers. He probably won't get it. They're probably going to give it to Zion. Zion's a more popular
Yeah.
player.
Yep.
He's not Markkinen is not playing in a huge market like that, but it is in Salt Lake City. So who knows? I think I think they're supposed to announce the starters today at some point.
Wow.
But yeah, I really I think that he's having a great season. He
I
deserves to be
agree.
a star.
I agree.
So I got two first time guys on there, two first timers in
I
SGA
actually
and
had yeah, I actually had Laurie Markkinen in my starting five as well. And then I
yeah.
realized I didn't have Zion in there. So I was like, you know,
Zion
I
gonna make
had
it no matter what. Like this is that's why I was like, you know what, for the guys that are gonna like Kyrie's made a ton of All-Star teams. He started a bunch. You want to give the accolade and the respect to somebody like Brunson. Like, yo, yeah, the numbers might not blow you away, but they're better than he's ever produced, and
yeah.
he's in a
No, he's
different
been
role.
incredible, man.
So
Yeah.
he's been great for them. That's my whole thing. I'm trying to look out for my guy, JB.
Sixth man in the West. Who do you got?
So I feel like it has to be Steph, but
Yeah.
I'm going with a guy who's coming back because I thought he was done, yo, or not done, but not gonna ever be what he was before. Dame Lillard, man, Dame has been great. Even though
Yeah.
the team
Recently,
has
yeah.
struggled, he has in the recently they got out to a hot start and kind of fizzled a little bit, but he has been outstanding, and they need to get some more out of those other guys. I heard him get into something the other day with the media about, should they look to trade you or make some trades? I'm like, that roster is good. They just need to play better.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. That roster is good. They need to play better.
I didn't even think of Dame on it, honestly. That
Yeah,
and
man. 60 points on
he had 60
72%
last night.
shooting is the craziest thing I've ever heard
Yes.
in my life.
Yes.
Why do we we're getting this weekly? Somebody is doing something crazy
Yep.
weekly.
Yep.
Wow.
Um, so by default, I have Ja in at sixth
Okay.
man. Again, it was the trade off for the starting position, so I got him at sixth man. My snub in the West is De'Aaron Fox. I think
Oh
that
yeah.
I think it's just too top heavy with guards in the West.
Yeah,
That
I agree.
he's unfortunately going to get overlooked, even as well as that team has played and as well as he's played individually. I think he'll be snubbed, unfortunately.
Man, my stuff was on that team as well, but I think it's going to be Sabonis.
I was thinking him too.
I'm worried that you know there's AD's going to get mad votes even though he hasn't played,
Yeah.
and then you have like Jokic, and you have some other guy. You got other guys out there. Zion, you got LeBron. There's a lot of front court action out there. Kawhi
Yep.
hasn't played a lot, but he's going to get the votes.
Paul George has
Then
been
he's a
playing
front,
great.
and it's a front court spot. Yeah, so I think Paul George it technically classifies as a backcourt guy. I think he's a shooting guard on the official listing, but I'm not
Gotcha.
sure. I think they had him like you could vote him as a backcourt guy. They probably split it up for that reason, so that you didn't feel like you had to
I
like
wouldn't be
pick
surprised. Yeah.
between Kawhi or.
That's a very good point, actually. So yeah, we still got a few more weeks until All-Star weekend, and we'll definitely dive into that further as we get closer. I was thinking earlier today that we should jump on live one of these days.
I think so.
Just because we haven't done it, maybe around All-Star weekend or something. But
Yeah. I thought
maybe
the same
during.
thing. I said, man, I want to get some more engagement, some more fan engagement.
Yeah.
Get the the fans involved, get the Discord popping, all that. Everything.
Yeah, we might gotta look into
We should do it on YouTube. YouTube's a better place to do it. Get it on either YouTube at the live, or we could do it on that could get run some subscriptions up too.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe. Designated Report.
Yes, for sure. Down below. Subscribe below. So Price, do you have any games that you've been looking forward to this upcoming week?
They're all on Saturday, Johnell. Because as you know, I got a big weekend this weekend. big weekend.
You do have
Sunday,
a big weekend.
All about the football, right? Sunday, all about the football. But this weekend, Saturday, ABC, send this back too for this promo I'm about to give you. I want all the ABC games. Denver, Philly at 3:00 on ABC. Brooklyn versus New York Knicks Nets at 5:30 on ABC. And for the final game, who doesn't love Lakers Celtics? I don't care. The Lakers are on their way back into this thing. 23-26 right now. They're going to come into Boston. Who doesn't want to see that? LeBron pushing to pass Kareem, and he's got to have a couple big games on the way. Yep. This might be one of them. A night game on a Saturday night in Boston. LeBron, he might be coming out to kill. And AD back in the action. They just picked up Hachimura. I like that. Really, that pickup.
I like that move a lot. Guy. Yeah.
Thomas Bryant playing a lot better. Look, the Lakers, and like I said before when I was talking about OKC, this Lakers team, they're right here in it too. It's OKC, and then the Lakers are right here, 11-12. Both just 2 games out of the 5 and 6 spot. So they could jump in the standings, just a little win streak. So the Lakers just got to put together some back-to-back wins. That's it. And they're on the East Coast now, man. You know what they say. The pros always say these teams come together on the road.
Yeah.
They come together on the road. They're all out here on East. You just picked up a new guy. Best time to come together, man. Go to Denver, do some stuff in some cities. This could be the time where they turn the corner. AD, you see that he almost broke his stuff again last night?
Bro.
Yo, what? He's made of styrofoam, yo.
Anytime this man moves, you just gotta hold your breath, man.
It's like, yo, watch where you going. That's crazy, yo.
Honestly, him and Joel Embiid, those are the two people. Like whenever they fall, touch the ground, I'm like,
yo, man. Embiid when he hits the ground, I feel
he falls so hard.
So hard, yo. Like he's a big man. Like, I didn't know he was like 275. Like he's big.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think he was more than like. I thought he was like 250. But he's like a big man. He's almost 300 pounds. It's
Bro,
crazy.
he be hitting the
Crazy.
ground too hard, man.
Trowell. You saw that you put up the DX video?
Bro, he responded. So he did that in game. KD comes and he's like, "That's a trash celebration," and then he doubled down on it. Joel Embiid
Yeah.
doubled down on it and put up a
Uh,
video of the DX intro, and it's clipped with him doing. I was like, "Yo,
Yo, he might be the best of all time when it comes to the troller. He's really leaning into it, and I'm
yo, he
here for it.
loves it, man," And I love it
I
for
want
him
him to come
because
to New York so bad. I don't care. Everybody says it. I want them to fail in the second round again this year. Him to demand a trade to the Knicks and just get there. Because I keep looking like we try to project out where is the next superstar. Now that we missed out on Mitchell, right?
yep.
That is where I see. I'm like, yo, we have a center in Mitchell Robinson who we could swap them with. Who's he's younger. He's not as offensively gifted, but he's a defensive stronghold. Can offer you something. But I want Joel.
Troel.
That we need that in New York. We unretire number 33 and give it to him. I don't care.
That man up behind you
Unretire
right now.
the man up behind me. We got to call him. Hey, we got a guy. He said he could wear 33. He coming.
That wraps up our January 26th episode of
Yes.
Heat Check Designated Report.
Yes.
Again, Cash mentioned it a little while ago, and I haven't been, so I apologize. If you haven't subscribed, click the button down below.
Do that.
And if you've got any questions, if there's anything you think we should be talking about, mention that below as well.
Make it better. Put it in the comments. Call me trash. I don't care.
we're just here. We're trying to talk basketball. We're trying to have a great time, but we're also trying to entertain all of y'all. So if you have any suggestions, questions, anything like that, let us know so that we can implement it moving forward. Yes. Cash, do you have anything that you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Hey man, RIP to Kobe and Gigi and everybody who lost their lives in that horrific helicopter accident. We always repping, man. It's Knicks all day. Always. We always repping. I'm in the basketball family too. So I love NBA. I love the players. They mean something to me. They impacted my life. So I gotta show the respect. When we lose one. So rest in peace, Kobe.
Absolutely, rest in peace. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Price, Cash, my guy. Appreciate you. Yes. And we will be back next week with another episode of Heat Check.
Knicks Celtics tonight. Let's go, Knicks!